everybody, this is Shane.
And this is Nolan.
And you're listening to the Catfish Connection.
Episode 12. You said this is this time.
Yeah. I just do whatever the mood takes me.
Yeah, you just go with the flow.
Yeah.
Follow.
Flower kind of, I'm a goer.
Yeah. See where the vibe takes you.
Mm-hmm. The vibe changes.
The vibe changes. Indeed.
And I follow the vibe.
How are you doing today, Shane?
I'm doing alright. I felt pretty productive earlier. I worked like 2.5 hours for K-Gym. And made some money.
I worked for DoorDash today for half an hour. Because that was all I could get.
Did you make any? Oh.
I made $0. I got no... Oh my gosh, there's a fly. Do you see that? There was a fly on my fucking
I did see that.
eyeball. Oh my gosh, he's on my hand right now. He's standing on my hand.
That was a fat clip.
Buddy.
That was a
annihilated.
fat beam of audio
I needed
there.
to react with speed and
Yeah.
power, so, you know. Because there was when a fly hits you with a big dick move, like just standing on your hand, on your open palm, okay? You can't let a fly dominate you like that.
Can't let that challenge go unaccepted.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. Okay.
Yeah, I feel you.
That's like when somebody moves their queen out on move 6.
And you go, gimme.
Yeah, and then you chase it all around the board. See, the knight queen combo is like just a beautiful device. Like, you can do anything with a knight and a queen. You can move the world with a knight and a queen, okay? That's how I feel right now. That's been my go-to. Lots of checkmates with a knight and a queen. Lots of forking opportunities with a knight and a queen.
You love forking.
I just absolutely adore forking. Guess how many puzzles I've done in the last 2 days?
How many?
200.
Damn.
Yeah. I've been working
You're on that grind.
I've been on that grind trying to beat your ass out of chess. Okay? I'm
a little worried.
I've been putting in the hours, and I actually feel like it's paying off. Like, it's all about pattern recognition. You know, because the thing about puzzles, right, is that, like, if there's a puzzle, if it's a checkmate puzzle, and I have to do a 2-rook checkmate, it's not like I'm learning how to do a 2-rook checkmate with that puzzle. You know, I already know how to do that. It's recognizing the opportunity. That's exactly what you need to do. And when you should do that and when you shouldn't do that. And so you start to be like, boom, it's 2-rook time. It's double rook time, okay? You know, and you start to just see these things that I never saw before. And so it really... I feel like I'm rising in power very quickly. I'm like, see, my blitz rating is still like 400 something, which is terrible, right? But my daily is at like 700 something. My puzzles are at like, my puzzle rating is quite high.
Wow.
I think it's like 700 as well.
We went up pretty quick.
Yeah, and my rapid chess rating has been going up more steadily, you know, but it's still increasing. See, rapid's my favorite because like 10-minute. I see the thing about 10-minute for me is that I can't listen to music and play 10-minute because I have to pause the music or else I can't, like, I have trouble like thinking sometimes while I'm listening to music, if it has lyrics especially.
Right, yeah.
You know, so with 10-minute, I have to like turn my music off and just focus on chess. You know, whereas with 30-minute, you know, I can listen to some lo-fi hip hop on YouTube. I just throw that on and I can play hundreds of 30-minute games. Hundreds.
Well, that's a lot of games.
Yeah, that's probably actually I think that's more time than is in a day, so. Well, I mean, if they're 30 minutes, so the maximum time is an hour, it's 100 hours. Usually they don't go that long. Let's say it goes like 15 minutes. That's still 100 and... Wait. That's only 150 minutes. That's not that long, right? Am I doing my math wrong? I think I might be doing my math wrong, right?
15 times 100?
Yeah, if I did.
1,500, so 1,500 minutes.
Oh, yeah, I said 100, not 10. That's what it was. Okay. I got confused. But anyways, that's chess news updated. Fully updated.
We talk about chess a lot on this podcast.
It's a byproduct of it's all I'm doing most of the time recently.
Yeah.
I don't do a whole lot else. I've been playing chess, watching Naruto, playing Koi Koi, hanging out with you guys, and that's it.
I've been watching Shikamaru fights on Naruto, so I'm moving up in strategy world too, even though I've already seen them all before.
Yeah.
Have you been watching any more Naruto in the last few days?
I might have watched like one episode, but I've just been too focused on chess. I want to watch Naruto. You know.
I think I'm already on like episode 147.
Wow. It's a lot.
Of Shippuden. Yeah.
You've been moving quickly.
Yeah.
Have you been skipping episodes though?
I skipped 2 filler seasons.
Oh, okay.
I don't skip a filler episode if it's just like one episode, but if it's like a whole season, that's the entire. It's just that in its own like world.
Yeah.
Of plot, then I just skip it because I mean I've already seen it, and it's not. It doesn't have anything that goes towards the main story, so I just skip it.
So yeah, I'm like I said, I'm gonna try and watch all of Shippuden. Yeah. Including the filler. I understand if you've already seen it, there's absolutely no reason to watch the filler again.
Yeah.
At all. That would be stupid.
There's one season that there was one filler season that I just absolutely did not like the first time through, and probably if I was watching it the first time through again, I would skip it. Mm-hmm. But I haven't gotten to it yet.
Which season is it?
It's in like the 200s, when Naruto and a few other people are, there's an island that he has to go to train, to unlock an ability, and he goes and so they're like okay like, and so they're like okay we're getting on at the end of one season, they're getting on a boat. And at the beginning of the next canonical season, they've arrived, but they have an entire 20 episode season of them on that boat, and
nothing.
And they get attacked by some other boat, or they in one episode, or they visit an island and solve a problem on that island for one episode. So they are all it's not like other filler seasons where they're the season itself is connected by story. Yeah. It's this filler season is all independent fillers.
Yeah, because it's all isolated, because it's
adventures.
It's even
on
isolated
a boat.
In the story. It's on a boat. They are completely separated from.
Yeah. There's nothing that's gonna happen that's gonna affect any other episode. Yeah. Outside of that season. Yeah. So I did not like that season.
Yeah, I get that.
Every single episode was so not important and so individual and strewn together into the 20 episode season. And
I feel like I might get halfway through that season and end up skipping it because that sounds incredibly boring.
Yeah, it's pretty boring.
I see we skipped the filler on original Naruto, and just watching every time I would skip a chunk, you would see the end of the filler arc, and every time I would watch the ends of those filler arcs, I'd be like, yeah, I'm glad I didn't watch this. This was fucking stupid and boring.
The end of Naruto had 5 or 6 filler arcs, just a ton, all at the end, dude. Yeah, and 60 episodes of filler,
and just watching,
and there are different arcs going on.
Yeah, and just watching the last fight of the last filler arc before the last episodes.
Mm-hmm.
The last episode, I think, right?
220.
Yeah, the one right before 220. Right? I was watching this stupid, or maybe it was. No, it definitely was. It was the last one before 220.
Like.
Actually, no. It was the beginning of 141.
Oh, okay.
The beginning of 141. There's like the latter. There's like the end of this random fight from the filler arc, and I just was watching it, and I was like, yeah, this has absolutely nothing to do with the story. They literally have, what's her name? Sasame, the redheaded girl.
From what village? Wait.
Dude, I don't know. I didn't watch the arc. It's just this random girl who's with Naruto and Sakura. Sasame?
I don't remember.
I think her name's Sasame. Anyways, you don't even remember her.
No.
So that just shows it actually proves the point I'm trying to make, which is that I was going to say there's this character, Sasame, and at the end of this fight, she's just like, thank you, Naruto and Sakura, and then just walks off. And then I'm like, yeah, you probably never see her ever again. So it was just this character who's just here to instigate filler stuff happening. And then once all the filler's done, she's like, goodbye. And then you don't even remember her.
Because, I watched that like 5 or 6 years ago, and I've only seen the fillers one time through, so I don't remember most of them.
Yeah.
I remember bits and pieces of the fillers from original Naruto.
It was like,
yeah,
it was like a girl who her cousin was like turned into like this monster or something, and probably by Orochimaru, but possibly not even by Orochimaru. I wouldn't be surprised if Orochimaru didn't even have anything to do with it. Like the main antagonist, they're just like, well, he's off doing something else, so, we've got to find something else to have happen. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, filler sucks.
Yeah.
It just like, it sucks that it like just taints like the reputation of like a pretty good anime.
It's my favorite long form anime. It's just so awesome.
Yeah.
Fucking Naruto.
So yeah, it's your turn because I've been talking this whole time. You gotta say something.
What did I do today? Oh, I played Magic with David a little bit more.
Oh yeah. Did you win?
We each won once.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's always good when it works out like that.
And it was very close both times. It was very intense games.
Wow.
Yeah. I was at
I'll
1
just
health
never
the
play
first
Magic
game.
with you guys ever again.
It was at 1 health. I was at 1 health the first game, and then I won. I don't even remember how, but it was just barely squeaked through. And then I was doing really well the second game. See, he was doing really well the first game, and then I won. And then I was doing really well the second game, and then he won.
Wow.
It was really strange.
And whereas whenever I play with you guys, I either totally dominate or get absolutely screwed. It's always one of the two. Maybe
it's always completely one-sided. There's no question who's going to win at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, Magic is like an abusive boyfriend. Like we just can't get rid of it, even though we always have a bad time.
It's just fun enough sometimes to make you want to play it more.
Yeah.
Plus, the money you spend on it makes you feel bad for not playing it.
Yeah, it's like when they're like, well, he's so sweet when he's not beating me, or well, we've been together for so long.
Yeah, exactly. I've put so much time into this relationship.
Yeah, but Magic just continues beating us and then
spitting on our crying, passed out
form. Yeah.
Can you cry while you're passed out?
Probably. I think you can cry when you sleep.
Do you have to be crying before you fall asleep to be crying while you're sleeping, or can you just like fall asleep and then start crying and then stop crying and then wake up and be like, what the fuck?
I think you can start crying while you're asleep.
Huh.
I woke up crying one time.
Mm.
So
I know that's never happened to me.
I think you know, I must have, unless I just, like, my brain turned on and then the tears just immediately started flowing, you know.
Although I don't dream very much. Well, I don't remember my dreams very often.
Yeah.
I mean, so that could have something to do with it. Do you think it was that your dream made you cry or something?
Probably. I don't suspect that I just felt like it. Like my brain was just like, let's make our eyes wet when we wake up. They're feeling pretty dry. Let's get them wet. Let's get them wet, baby. But I don't really remember. It was a long time ago. I was a little child back then. Little crying baby.
Little stupid baby old Nolan.
Yeah, little stupid old idiot baby crying Noel. You know me. Crying.
So how's your pet spider?
My pet spider's doing all right. I still haven't named him. I've decided that if I'm not gonna let him go anytime soon, I might as well like make his life better.
Mm.
So yeah, I've put some bugs in there for him.
Giving him the good treatment.
Yeah, and I gave him one thing that was happening was whenever I would put water in the glass for him, then he'd have to like stand against the edge of the glass to not get wet because it would like spread out over the bottom of the glass, and he didn't like standing in water. So I threw
So you made a dish for him.
No, I threw that little talisman in there. Man, you haven't even seen my story.
I did.
Oh, okay.
I saw him on the side of the glass, but I didn't know about the...
Well, my story today with the talisman in there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, you saw that?
I didn't know that was for water, though.
It's for him to stand on. To not be in the water.
I see. But you should put, like...
I don't just get the piece of wood wet, and then he just kind of, like...
Well...
It's a piece of wood.
Yeah. I don't understand why you don't just get, like, a little dog dish in there and put the water in that. So you can walk.
Well, next time I come across a little dog dish the size of for a spider at Walmart, I'll pick it up. Okay?
Good.
Deal.
Thank you. That's all I'm asking.
All right. But in the meantime, I just gave him something to stand on, and it gives him something. The other thing is like somebody recommended like give your spider like corners because they like building webs out of like corners of stuff. It's harder for them to like build webs out of like
in a circle
around glass. So I put the talisman in there to keep so he can get off the ground. He can go under it if he wants to like hide, and he can build a web out of it.
You should get a square glass.
I could do that, but why are you doing that?
Nothing.
You're like kind of freak. Like, why are you doing that? It was just like.
What were you saying? Dog dish for the spider?
The spider? You said square glass.
Yeah.
I think I'll leave him in the glass he's in. I like him being in the Christmas Story glass because I think it's funny.
You should get an aquarium.
An aquarium for the spider?
Yeah, they just don't fill it with water. You just, big area.
I think they have a name for that. You know what that's called?
What?
A terrarium. You should get an aquarium, but with no water in it. With no aqua in it. Instead, just put dirt in it. Yeah, it's called a terrarium, Shane.
Thank you.
They put bugs in those sometimes, like spiders.
Mm-hmm.
Fish.
I've never had one.
I've never had one either. Actually, we built them in science in 5th grade.
Those were aquariums.
Those were aquarium terrariums. They were both. Wait, did you only build a terrarium? Or only an aquarium?
I just remember building an aquarium.
Sounds like you had
like
a lame-ass science teacher.
The 2-liter bottles, right?
Yeah.
Was like the top of it an terrarium or something?
Yes.
I don't remember that. But I remember there being a weird like thing, but I don't remember.
Yeah, it was 2 levels. The top was a terrarium, the bottom was an aquarium.
What did we have in the terrarium?
Like, I think we had like grasshoppers or something weird like that, like some random bugs. I don't know.
I only remember messing with because
the guppies.
We had the guppies and the
snails.
The snails. Yeah. They ate the algae.
Yeah, and there was like plants in there that we couldn't just throw away, so they made like a big deal out of it. They're like, do not put this water in the sink. Don't put it in the sink, because we will have Alodia just all over in the sewers, and it's a whole invasive species thing. And do you remember that?
Kind of.
We like weren't allowed to put the water in the sink.
That might have been the guppy because I kept one of the guppies. That might have been the guppy that Sante ate.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Oh yeah, I think I did bring my aquarium home.
I did. I don't know if I took our aquarium home, but I was able to take one of the fish.
Yeah, I don't think I kept it for very long. I don't think, honestly, because I don't remember having any other fish other than my beta fish, who, honestly, I feel bad. I don't even remember what my beta fish's name was.
Mine was just Guppy.
I think I might have named my beta fish Freddy, which is only funny if you know that I also had a gerbil who I named Freddy.
I remember your gerbil.
I think I named them both Freddy. And I had them at different times. I had the gerbil first, I think. I don't know.
You had the gerbil the same gerbil, right?
Yeah.
When,
I only had one.
When we were in like 2nd grade or some shit.
Yeah. I love that gerbil.
Yeah.
He do you remember when he died?
No.
Like right before Christmas.
Yikes.
My gerbil died. I loved that guy. He died like right before Christmas. I wasn't even home. I was at my grandma's house and I came back and my mom was like, Nolan, Freddy, he died. And I was like, I was so sad.
Did he get dropped or how did he die?
I don't know what happened. He was just like in his cage, just dead. He was just gone. Poor guy. But I also remember, do you remember those what are they called? Like mighty beans or something? The like little bean guys that flip over. They have little faces on them. They were like a little toy. Like crazy beans.
I remember the frogs that you like flick.
No. These were beans. Anyways.
I don't remember.
Mighty Beans was right after I learned that my gerbil was dead. Mighty Beans came out with a new set, and it was a set of like creepy graveyard Mighty Beans. And I remember whenever the commercial would come on, I would think about my gerbil being dead, and I would cry. And it made me very sad. And I used to see that commercial like multiple times a day sometimes. I got over it eventually. Mm-hmm. Well, I think I only cried like the first time it happened to me, but then following subsequent times, I would just leave the room whenever that commercial would come on, and I would go to my room and just existentialize and be like, oh, woe is me, my gerbil has passed away. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna be a broken man for the rest of my life after a loss like this, you know.
Yeah, I thought that gerbil was so cool. It made me want to get a gerbil.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know anybody even remembered my gerbil, so.
Yeah, I remember thinking it was really cool because I've never had anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
I remember it just like rolling around in his ball.
Oh yeah, I love that ball. That was fun. Dude, I held the little dude a couple times. I would put him in his ball and stuff. Like, he hated everybody else. My mom tried to pick him up one time and he bit her. And she bled. Okay.
Wow.
This gerbil did not like anybody, but he liked me. He was my little buddy. Okay. I always wanted to I had like hamster tubes for him, you know, in the cage. But I always was like pestering my dad. I was like, Dad, I want to get more tubes for Freddy. You know, I think, he knows the layout. I think he's getting bored. I want to mix it up for him. My little guy. I want to expand the tube network, please. But I never did because we were too poor. Couldn't afford it.
Yeah, I'd watch him roll around your house and be like, man, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Getting his little ball. My sister had a hamster when she was right around the time that I was being born. And one of her friends dropped it and it died the next day.
Yikes.
Yeah.
That sucks.
I just remember. And my dad always made fun of that. A lot of my sister's friends don't like my dad because he's intimidating to them.
He's too cool.
And yeah, and he also, I forgot what I was saying. He's intimidating to them, and he also will make fun of them if they do something stupid.
Yeah.
Straight out. Yeah.
Yeah, Richard, he's a quiet guy, but when it's time to when you do something dumb, he's the first one to say something.
Yeah. When there's a joke to be had, he's the first one to grab it.
Yeah.
At your expense.
Yeah. So he just let loose on these idiots who dropped the.
He's a
hamster.
Slayer of self-esteem.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, it's funny. I've heard in person some of her friends, even in high school. When she was in high school, I remember them talking about how they've been scared of him their entire lives, ever since, because the ones that had known her for a long time, and had known my dad for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, it took me a while to figure the guy out, cause he I would come over and I'm like, man, Richard, he doesn't smile very much,
Yeah.
He kind of just
people. That's what makes people intimidated, especially people that aren't used to that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he who doesn't smile, especially when random people are around the house.
Yeah, he's got an intense aura, and he's just a big guy. He's very, everybody,
He's pretty big.
The Isoms are very tall, a tall breed. Sipping?
Yeah.
Been working on that glass of water.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good water.
Pretty good water. Yeah.
I like this water.
I like this water. It is pretty good.
This water's good.
Yeah. Yeah. Shoot. Dude.
I was... What?
Never mind. You first.
I got this advertisement from this online... Well, we talked about this yesterday a little bit, but I just wanted to bring it up. From this online guitar instructor that was like, gee, I do all this. I learned these 4 pillars, and I'm so I am all my students. Once I figured these things out, my students just skyrocketed in ability, and I'm and then he's like, yeah, my students can play at 1,000 notes per minute, and I was like, hold the phone. Yeah.
There's 1,000 notes per minute for you.
And let's let's think of it that's 16th notes at 250 BPM, and
it's quite extreme.
And and we looked into some of the songs that are some of the fastest songs we know in metal guitar, and they only were either 900 or somewhere around the ballpark of 900. And 1,000, although when you think about the difference between 900 and 1,000, it doesn't seem like that much. When you think about it in the perspective of BPM, it is considerably different.
Well, I mean, the difference between 200 and 100 is significant. Yeah. It's
and the 900 is already extreme, and then adding a whole another 100 onto that is like yikes. And
it's pretty fast. I mean, I don't think it's impossible to play 1,000 beats per minute, but I think you'd have to be like a legendary guitar player.
Yeah.
And I doubt that
there's only a handful of people who would be able to do that.
Yeah, and I doubt that this guy who's not like a tenured professor of guitar somewhere, you know, is able to just teach anybody and oh, my students can just play 1,000 beats per minute.
Yeah.
After taking lessons with me. You know, it's like, I doubt it, bro. They might be able to play, you know, they might be able to pick, like, one note really fast. You know, they might be able to be like...
Oh, yeah.
You know, maybe. But I doubt that they're able to, like play
sweeping.
a scale at 1,000 beats per minute.
Right.
I doubt it. I highly doubt it.
Or a sweep. Because sweeping is, like, the fastest thing you can do on a guitar, and that still takes a lot of work, and even the fastest guys we found were only at 900, and so there's probably only a handful that can go to 1,000 comfortably, and I just, it's just unheard of. That it's not just like an everyday thing, you know, you just go, oh, that guy's a fast guitarist, he can play it. That must mean he can play 1,000 notes per minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like... Yeah, I mean, that's, like, extraordinary.
Yeah.
Like, and plus, the other thing for me is being able to play fast is not in and of itself that important of a thing to learn in guitar.
Yeah.
I think there's
other things that are just as hard.
Hundreds of other things that are probably way more likely to benefit you when it comes to actually performing pieces and stuff than learning how to play that fast, because you're only going to play that fast when you're showing off how fast you can play. Okay, so if you're learning how to play regular songs, that's not really going to advance you that much. Yeah,
there's only like a handful of songs that are that fast, because they're all like metal, like shred songs.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to, and you can shred. Like, you can play a lot slower than that and still be considered shredding.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's a lot better if you can play a really good solo of, you know, reasonably sped notes than being able to play, like, something that fast. Like, I don't know, it doesn't seem important to me.
That's why I respect Jason Richardson so much, is because his compositional level is so high, and his playing is like one of the fastest that I know. I mean, while he may not be playing like I've seen people in his comments section hate on some of his solos for being too scalar and being too fast and not having enough feel, but I think that he is like there are definitely people to pin that to, and I don't think he's one of them, because he definitely has like more depth to it than just that, because he thinks when he knows a lot. I mean, he didn't go to college for music, but he does know. In fact, he didn't even finish high school, but he does know a lot of chord like theory, and when the one example of this that just like proves to me that he's like that people shouldn't be putting him down on there. There's this one guy on the comment section of YouTube that was putting him down for how his playing fast is stupid, and how he's just playing the same thing that his 7-year-old daughter, this dude's 7-year-old daughter plays just really fast, and it's like it's all just stupid stuff, and but when in the Jared Dines collaboration, when Jared Dines fucked up the backing track, Jason Richardson immediately noticed and was not happy about it, because he specifically picked out those notes to fit the exact, like, what was going on in the harmony and the rhythm.
Yeah.
So like his melody and rhythm were not just thoughtless like speed sweeps.
Yeah.
Like he like constructed this very meticulously. I appreciate the guy.
And the other thing to me is like, I mean, scales are a tool, you know, but you still have to pick the right ones, and you still have to like use them effectively, you know, because it's like being able to just being scalular isn't a bad thing in and of itself. If you're using really basic scales and, you know, that are just like really milquetoast, then, you know, like it's gonna be like, dude, you're just like riffing on, you know, C major, you know, like fucking learn a different scale, you know. But if you're saying, I'm going to use D harmonic minor because it works over these chords, because it has a good feel, and because it transitions into my next scale or my next riff, you know, then I think that it's perfectly acceptable to like base your stuff around scalular ideas, you know, as long as it's actually accomplishing something harmonically, and as long as it's, you know, sounds cool and is interesting to listen to. Because the thing is, like, I've watched the Shred collab video, obviously, and I've seen, you know, some. I've heard a solo or two from the Dines, and I think his solos are good, and I like them, you know.
I was talking about Jason Richardson.
Oh, sorry, Jason Richardson.
Yeah.
But same thing, just different name.
Yeah.
Either way, I've heard some of his solos, and I think they're good. I've heard his solos on the Polyphia album.
Right.
I've heard
he has two. That's actually how I found Polyphia, was through him, because of his two features on there.
He features on Champagne from '87 or from Muse, right?
Against Aviator. Yeah, it's Aviator.
Oh yeah.
And Nasty, of New Levels and Devils.
Yes, but anyways.
Yeah. I think Champagne might be Nick Johnston.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Or, I mean, Nick Johnston could be on a different one, but I know that he's on, like, it might be Champagne.
I think it is. I know he. Okay,
man, Nick Johnston though is a nut. I mean, I don't know if he shreds as fast as Jason Richardson, but his harmony is off the fucking charts. Like,
yeah,
his choices and his music, it is on another level.
Yeah, and I'm not nearly as familiar with Nick Johnston at all.
I love that guy. I haven't listened to him in a while, but man, he's great.
What a legend.
I love both of them.
Oh man, dude, I'm sweating over here, bro. I'm sweating. Are you hot?
Yeah, well, I think I've just been in this room. Fucking, my mom, gets mad at me for having the window open, but then
why?
Well, because the AC is supposed to be on, and then we're wasting, like, the AC is going right at the window, and so, you know, it's.
Is the AC on? And
then half the time it doesn't turn on. That's where I was getting.
Yeah.
Half the time it's not even on, and so it's like, I don't even know why the AC in this room is never on.
Do you have your own thermostat in here?
No.
No.
I don't even know where the thermostat is in this house.
Probably in the garage.
I think it's by the laundry room, which is like out right in the door of the garage.
Yeah. That area.
Yeah.
But anyways, you'd have to make a whole journey across the house if you wanted to turn it down.
Yeah. I can't wait for Polyphia's new album.
Yeah.
They are tweeting about it for the last like 3 days, like constantly. And Instagram, so their social media presence about the album is frequent.
Do we have a release date?
No.
No.
But
it's obviously imminent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm stoked. Yeah. And Jason Richardson has been working on music for a long time. I don't know if he might be releasing it as like a new album because I haven't seen him. You'd think he would just release them as singles if he was just working on singles.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Word.
He's either playing video games or fucking shredding, you know. Mm-hmm. And his setup, have you seen his Instagram?
No.
Oh my god, his setup is insane. In his where he makes music.
Yes.
Like a whole nother level. Like dozens of thousands of dollars.
Uh-huh.
I don't think you're mocking me right now.
I'm not. I'm just
just give me those eyes.
No, I'm just. I thought you were going somewhere with that. I thought you were going to describe.
I'm trying.
What's going on?
I'm trying to think of.
I can't picture a setup just with how expensive it is.
It's hard to. Yeah, well, he spends so much money on. It looks like the only things he spends. He has a lot of money. He has a Tesla.
Yeah.
He has every video game console, he has all the expensive modern video game consoles. He has surround sound for his gaming systems. He has, he buys a ton of video games, and even more impressive than both of those things, including the Tesla, is his music room, where he has a wall lined with each of his guitars, which are between $1,000 to $4,000 each, and then his table, his desk, which has lights all over the fucking place, and then he has several monitors and a fucking bat cave, and then he has several keyboards, and then he has when you go into his DAW, he had his computer, but with how much stuff he has on his computer for music, all of his digital you know how I have bias, all of his VSTs and all of his digital music stuff takes up so much space that his computer slows down, and so he got an entire new box of just processing power. This huge thing just specifically for processing to speed up his computer, and I think he used that up recently with how many VSTs he has, and how many and all of those VSTs cost money.
Yeah.
and then he has pads the drum pad, but pad boards.
Yes.
All over the place also, MIDI pads.
Yes.
And and he has speakers. Obviously his speakers are of the highest quality.
Uh-huh.
And his interface is of the highest quality. And do you know how expensive the top end interfaces are?
Pretty expensive.
$1,000 or more. And speakers, of course, are equally or more expensive.
Yeah.
They're also ridiculously expensive. He has all of the nicest stuff, and he has a lot of it. To the point where I feel bad about myself when I watch his stories.
I love my janky, awful setup that doesn't work most of the time. It's a vibe. Just being I found these speakers in a closet, and now they're my speakers. So.
Oh yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with my speaker system. Cause I got those just from working for a rich guy, and he's like, "Hey, I have these. You want these for free? You can work for 2 hours." And I'm like, 2 hours for the equivalent of $1,000? I was like, hell yes. Although they don't really fit on your desk.
Yeah.
You have to kind of put them to the side because they're 4 feet tall.
Yeah, they're pretty big. I mean, yeah, You could, if you really wanted to, you could put them on your desk.
Yeah.
You could put one on top of your console shelf, and you could put, the other one on the other side.
They're pretty heavy too.
Yeah, they might go straight through the desk.
And I have a subwoofer that's like...
Woofer.
Woofer. Sorry.
Woofer.
Fucking you make fun of me all the goddamn time.
Yeah. It's because you talk funny.
It's for my mom.
Yeah.
Cause, yeah.
Oh man, there was something else. There was something the other day that was making me laugh. I can't remember what it was. Cause I'm always like, it's funny, like, I discover a new one like every once in a while.
I'm not nowhere near as bad as she is.
Yeah.
But
And it's just like, cause I think I've got you pinned down, and then you'll just like throw a word at me, and I'm like. But I've just like stopped saying anything because I it's probably it's unnecessary to point it out, but it does make me chuckle sometimes.
Here's my feelings.
Good. But I don't say anything weird. I talk completely normal, like a normal person.
Mm.
Shane's pouting right now. He's playing with his headphone cords and not looking at me.
You always do this. You've been very aggressive recently.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
How so?
This happened last time we made a podcast.
Really?
Yeah, when we were talking about mob pizza. And I started talking about how as a pizza man, as an ex-pizza man, I don't understand why other people that make pizza fuck it up so much.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just wouldn't let me hear the end of it.
I agreed with you. I was talking about, remember, right? We talked about how Caitlin dropped those pizzas, right? What did I say?
You said that it's like airplane crashes where.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's not being mean. I was just saying something that's true.
Well.
Because I'm right. All the time.
Well, I was trying to explain why I felt that way, and you just contradicted me. And then,
I do that a lot.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. You'll get over it.
No, I
Don't then. Brood over it for the rest of your life. Oh, Nolan.
I brood over everything.
He compared the pizzas to plane crashes, and for that, I will never forgive him.
I'm great at remembering conversations that I had months later.
Mm.
You can ask Scott.
I try to forget about him as soon as I walk out the door. Most of the time. I'm pretty good at it too.
That's how you can remain happy with destroying people's lives.
Yeah. Is that how you would describe it? Have I destroyed your life?
Absolutely.
Have I just put your life on a path of chaos and destruction?
My life is not...
Can you leave that alone?
Why? Why do you have a problem with it?
I feel like you're barely paying attention to me.
I'm paying as much attention as I need to.
Shane's just...
Is this getting on your nerves?
Shane's just playing with his headphone cord the whole time.
Is this getting on your
He's
nerves?
not even looking at me when we're talking, okay? I'm looking straight at him. I'm looking at his face the whole time, okay? And he's got his feet up on the fucking bed. He's got his feet up, paying the ultimate disrespect, okay? He's got his feet up while we're talking. He's he's playing with his headphone cords, getting it all tangled, and he's just slowly bringing it closer to my face. Maybe I am more aggressive recently. I think it's because I've been showing up to all these podcasts like sober, and so I'm just I'm less zen than the earlier ones.
It's too bad.
Yeah, maybe I'll stop. Maybe I'll I'll just come in and just say, hey Shane, what's up, man? Yeah. And then just be self-conscious the whole time. See, that's why I'm not aggressive when I'm, under the influence. It's because I'm just constantly trying not to make people think that I'm weird, and so I just I just worry the whole time, and so I just talk every once in a while. It's just like, yeah.
Wore my flamingo socks today.
You did. I'm looking at them. You got them kicked up.
Mm-hmm.
Got your feetsies up.
This is the first time I've worn them, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. When did you get them?
When I bought the toucan shirt.
And you didn't wear them with that?
Not yet.
Huh. Interesting.
Why?
Just that you bought socks with a shirt and you just wore the shirt?
Well, I threw them in my sock drawer and then they got buried underneath my laundry, my clean laundry.
Yeah, the sock drawer is kind of a no man's land.
And then I just forgot about them until today.
Yeah. You were just feeling the flamingos today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was like, you know what?
See, it's distracting. It's distracting
you know
me.
What?
It's distracting you. Shane's got all but like 4 of his fingers knotted up in his headphones right now.
In a vertical line.
In a vertical line.
Woven. Let's see. I bet I can do that one.
I'm watching this transpire right now and oh my god.
Wait. Dead air.
Here, watch this, Shane. Hold on. I can do more. I think this is easy. Dude, I'm a god at this.
I wasn't trying to get the most.
I win. God. Well, you can't get the most because I won.
What I'm talking about.
I already won.
You make me so competitive just because you're so like abrasive and competitive.
I'm abrasive now?
Obvious. You saying that is abrasive.
Shane just called me abrasive. You're the mean one, Shane.
'Cause David and I were even talking about that today because we enjoy playing Magic together, and every time that David and I just play Magic together alone, the game turns out well, and we don't have any hard feelings.
Yeah, because you guys are smooth. No abrasion to be found.
And then the second I play with you, I get really competitive, and you get really competitive, and I don't know.
I just focus in, you know. And there I'm like, in a pass. I'm a different man when I'm playing Magic, okay? Different man. Except right now. Apparently I'm the same man. An abrasive man. Do you not love me anymore, Shane? Do you love David more than me?
I don't know.
You've got to choose one or the other.
Fuck.
No, you don't. It's alright. I know it's me. You don't have to say it.
Just how much you've been playing chess is just an example of how competitive you are.
Yeah, I'm just sweating at it. I'm just sweating up.
Yeah.
Dude, no one can touch me. I'm probably gonna forget about it, like, pretty soon. Usually, you know, I'm a man of whims. You know, it's like a whim will strike me, and I'll be like serious about something.
Like your album.
What? Ooh, bringing that into the game, huh?
Yeah.
Wow, Shane.
You just...
That was a low blow.
You're a man who doesn't see things through.
Ouch. It's kind of mean. See, that's meaner than all the things that I've said to you recently. It's very mean. Can I get an apology?
Absolutely not.
Oh, wow. Yep, I guess I'll just kill myself then. This is the time when I kill myself. I'm doing it. Shane, because you said that, it's on your hands. My blood.
Good.
And I'll see things through this time. You know what I mean? Won't. Is that a challenge? How far can we push this?
No, because I know that if you get challenged to something as simple as that, you will do it. Like you said, like, what was that story when Kanoa challenged you to, like, stab yourself with a pencil or something, or in school, and you're like, oh, you want me to do this? You actually want me? And then you did it.
I don't remember that.
Well, you've told me that is, like, one of your qualities, is that if you're like challenged to do something that could, like, actually hurt you. Yeah. And you're just like, you're like, oh, you think I won't, kind of, you know.
Maybe I will. Yeah, this is going completely off the rails. There's too much tension in the air. Yeah. Can we truce it out? Can we truce it out, Shane? Come on, dude. Truce.
I was gonna do the chest handshake, but
truce.
Oh, okay.
Iceman.
Are we finger fencing now?
Are we? No. Because that's competition.
True.
And we've got a truce. We're no longer enemies, Shane. We're friends in this joint endeavor.
All right. I thought of another insult, but I'm not gonna say it.
Oh. Now you're holding back, huh? After calling me a failure?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I thought so. You're just begging to get back into it with a comment like that.
I didn't say anything mean.
You said you're thinking of saying something mean.
I just thought of it. Doesn't mean I'm thinking of saying it.
Well, I'm thinking that you're an asshole. And I hate you. How about that?
Shit.
And when I'm done thinking about that, I'm thinking about getting out of here. Am I right? Am I right? And this podcast is over. This whole thing. Not another episode. Templates for thumbnails for episodes 13 through 15. They're going to sit on your desktop for the rest of your life.
Well, you made them. You're lost.
Yeah. Nah, I like doing these podcasts, actually, so I'll not do that.
All right.
Come on, Shane. Real truce.
Truce.
Real truce.
2.0.
We're friends.
All right.
Wait, what did you say?
I said truce 2.0.
Oh, okay. Just making sure you weren't thinking of any more insults about it. No, truth 3.0.
All right. It's a bad handshake, but okay.
You're a good friend of mine, Shane.
Thank you.
I respect you. I think you make good music.
Oh. You're pretty good.
Huh?
You're pretty good.
Pretty good, huh?
Mm-hmm. All right.
All right. I'm fine. Are you fine?
I'm fine.
We should find something else to talk about, or we're gonna keep doing this forever.
Yeah. We need David here to slap us.
See, you know that the second this podcast is gonna end, this is what always happens, everybody. The second this podcast ends, me and Shane, I'm gonna go, oh, and I'm gonna come up with something to talk about, and then we're gonna have like a really good conversation about some random topic that would have totally worked for the podcast, and then I'm gonna go, oh man, that should have gone in the podcast.
Sure. Yeah, you've said those exact words like several times.
Pretty much like after every episode.
Yeah.
Because that's always what happens.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna, the whole episode, people are gonna think that we're like on the rocks, because the entire episode we're just arguing with each other like this and fucking being assholes to each other the entire time. And then like the second it ends, we're gonna be like,
hey, want to go get drinks?
Hey, so you want to go to Colton's house?
Yeah.
Let's stop by Chevron first, you know?
I was actually thinking that we should stop by Chevron or 7-Eleven after.
Dude, it's almost like we're good friends and we know each other well.
And we do this all the time. Yeah.
So, you know, the truth is, Me and Shane really do hate each other. We're thinking about getting a divorce, actually.
I have the papers on my desk.
But who's gonna get custody over David? That's the question. Probably you.
Yes.
But
he concedes.
No.
I need to get. Can you write that down?
No.
Fuck.
Wait, I already said it on recording.
Yes, you're right.
Damn it. Not if this recording never airs because I strangled Shane to death.
And delete it.
And then he can never get custody. He can get custody over being a dead man. How about that?
That sounds lovely, man.
Sounds
I'd love
fucking
to be
amazing.
dead.
Yeah.
I wore pants today.
Dude.
And it was...
Stop the presses. Did you guys hear that? Can we get CNN on the line? Can we get the New York Times on the line?
Yeah, I wore pants because both of my shorts that I interchange between wearing during the summer are in the laundry. Speaking of which, I have shit in the laundry that I need to go grab after
shit
this.
in the laundry? That's
I shit in the laundry.
gross, man.
And then I clean it out with my hands.
And then you put it back through the laundry because it's dirty stuff.
I'm sifting through it. I'm looking for gold, man.
Wow.
Speaking of the New York Times, Daniel Callahan got... Did we talk about this? Daniel Callahan got interviewed.
Yeah.
Is getting interviewed by them because he organized that Wayman...
Yeah, the chalk protest.
the chalk protest. And New York Times is very interested about the fact that a small racist rural town outlawed chalk art. Chalk is the same as spray paint.
Yeah, I think we should spray paint something.
If chalk is going to be considered as the same level of vandalism as spray paint, then we might as well fucking spray paint.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. And then, see, I feel like if enough people just start spray painting shit, then eventually we should just spray paint lift the chalk ban on things, and then eventually they'll just have to. And then it's like, either keep washing spray paint off of everything, or just let us chalk things. Those are your options.
If there ends up being vandalism with those words on it in places and seal it was not us.
That is the official Catfish Connection statement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to? Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
Never mind.
Oh, okay.
We'll talk about it after. Anyways. But yeah. I got my ballot today. Did you get your ballot today?
I did get my ballot today.
Did you vote for me for governor?
I haven't filled it out yet.
Oh.
I got it right after dinner and then started working and haven't looked at it.
Yeah. Don't actually put my name in, please. Nobody put my name in as governor of Washington on your ballots, please.
I'm voting for Inslee because I feel bad for the guy. And
Yeah.
I hate everyone who hates him.
I'll probably vote for Jay Inslee. My mom was talking about it. She was like, yeah, I don't know if I'll vote for Jay Inslee again. And I'm like, why? You like Jay Inslee? And then she was like, well, he's just been in there for so long. And
That's
I'm like, and
that terrifies me.
My mom said that, and I was like, well, is he not doing are we getting diminishing returns from Jay Inslee? And she was like, well, no, but there are term limits for a reason. And I was like, there aren't term limits for governor.
Yeah.
And I was like, do you think Jay Inslee's gonna take over or something if he's in there too long? Like, do you think he's got plans to just turn Washington into a small dictatorship?
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seems silly. If you like Jay Inslee, I think you should vote for Jay Inslee again. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think if you find somebody that you do actually think would be a better candidate than Jay Inslee, then by all means, But if you're just like, oh, find somebody else, because I can't just vote for Jay Inslee again.
Right. That terrifies me. Well, because Joe Biden, I definitely will vote for over Trump, but that's not necessarily... I don't necessarily like Joe Biden by any means.
I hate Joe Biden.
But Jay Inslee, I actually like the guy.
Yeah.
And I also feel bad because his own kin from Sela hates his guts.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? And he gave us like the best economy of all the states in the United States.
Yeah. We've got a great economy in Washington.
Yeah.
We're doing a great job.
And I find it appalling that all these people don't like him.
Yeah.
The reasoning that my mom's friend had for not liking him was that like 20 years ago when she was his barista when he was a lawyer in Yakima, apparently he didn't have enough of a personality.
Oh, apparently, yeah, I remember you telling me about that.
She would try to talk to him when he's getting his coffee and he wouldn't want to. And I'm like, "Oh, really? A lawyer has more like doesn't want to talk to his barista that is serving him I don't want to talk to baristas when they serve me coffee.
Yeah.
I don't want to make small talk with the cashiers and baristas and things like that. And especially if I was a lawyer, I would have a lot more important things to think on my mind to think about than talking about someone who makes minimum wage and makes coffee.
See, yeah, it's always funny sometimes when you ask like, and this happens with conservatives and it happens with liberals as well. You ask them, why don't you like this person that you vehemently dislike? Mm-hmm. And they'll just be like, I mean, come on, you know. It's
this person, he's so dumb.
And they'll just like come up with some random ass reason.
Yeah.
Like, there's a certain man that I know who I asked him why he doesn't like Jay Inslee, and he responded with, he's done a couple of things that I don't like. And I said, what couple of things? And he's like, well, you know, it's just
he's a liberal.
And they'll just try and come up with something like and they just can't think of anything. They're like, because he says he's a Democrat and I say I'm a Republican.
Yeah, that was my mom. I remember in first grade, back when I was brainwashed by my mom, my mom didn't like Obama. Mm-hmm. And actually this must have been second grade because first grade was when he was in the election and second grade was when he won the election.
Yeah. I actually remember because we did a mock election type thing.
I kind of remember
and I remember it because it was in Mrs. McFeet's class, and that was my second grade class.
And out of all the like complaining I ever heard her say about him throughout his election process and his terms, all 8 years, I never heard anything concrete about why she didn't like. The one thing was that he was trying to take our guns away, and I'm like,
is he?
No, like he barely had any hand in gun control.
Yeah.
And obviously we don't have that much more gun control than we did. Like gun control is still incredibly light.
Yeah. And I can still buy a shotgun at Walmart.
Oh yeah, I could and I should not be able to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm all for people having guns.
Yeah. But
I'm not all for anybody walking up and saying, "Hey, can I have that gun?" And they go, "Sure." Sounds good to me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not anti-gun.
I want to have a gun.
I want to have a gun as well.
I think having a gun would be cool. I just don't want to be able to walk up to it. I know it's weird for someone to say that they want it to be hard for them to do something.
Yeah.
But I really don't want to be able to walk up to a counter and pick up a gun.
Well, and I'm sure this has been said before, but it's the same reason that I want it to be hard to get a driver's license.
Uh-huh.
I don't want just anybody to have a driver's license. Because cars are fucking dangerous. Uh-huh. Okay? Just like...
It's like the most dangerous thing we do every day.
And that doesn't mean I don't want to drive a car. I want to have a car.
Yeah,
I think it's important to have a car. Okay?
Liberals don't want us to have cars.
Yeah. They're trying to take our cars away, man. Yeah, but I don't know. I'm just like... And my dad has guns. Your dad has guns.
Yeah.
David's grandpa has guns. All our families have guns. But yet we all have a very similar stance on gun control. Uh-huh. Okay? Because it makes sense. Because it is not stupid. You know? Just to be like, maybe we should, try and have less people who shouldn't have guns be able to get guns. Because obviously a lot of people have guns who shouldn't have guns.
Yeah. And I respect David's grandpa so much. He defies all stereotypes.
Yes.
He is a hardcore Christian, rural, like gun owner. What?
White guy.
Exactly. And he is super liberal.
Yeah.
He owns a ton of guns. He owns a pasture, and he's lived in this, and he wears the same like plaid clothes all the time.
Yeah.
And he's super Christian. He's an elder in his church, and he still is a liberal.
Yeah.
And because he doesn't have to connect his life to politics.
Yeah.
In like to identify with the same kind of people that he doesn't have to identify politically as people that are like him.
Yeah.
You know, he can be like, "Oh, maybe I should approach politics with a brain instead of just being like, hey, all these other people are like me, and so I'm just yeah."
I just like to I don't think politics is something that should like be at the forefront of your mind all the time.
Yeah.
Okay? I don't think it's important in many aspects of your life, you know? I think that a lot of people put so much stock in like, oh well, you know, if I'm a liberal, then all my friends should be liberals as well, you know? And if I'm, you know, if you say that you're a liberal, if I see that you're hanging out with some conservatives, then you must not be a liberal. You must be some kind of backstabbing double agent, you know? Like you've got to be you're probably just secretly a conservative and you just, you know, say liberal things as some kind of front, you know, or vice versa, you know? It's like I think you should choose friends who, you know, you like and who you get along with and who you have things in common with. And if that's politics, you know, if you have a friend who you like to talk to about politics with, then that's fine, you know? But I don't think that should be some kind of prerequisite.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think that should be like, I just found out that my friend's a Republican. What am I going to do?
Yeah.
You know? Or, I just found out, you know, that my friend is like a super liberal. What am I going to do? You know, it's like, talk to them about anything else that you guys enjoy and have in common. Literally anything else. You can talk about music. You can talk about video games.
As long as they're not racist.
Yeah, as long as, and I think that it's entirely appropriate to, like, if you think that your friend is, like, if your friend is doing something, like, saying racist things and doing racist things, then I think that you should probably do something about that. But if your friend is just like, oh yeah, I think that, you know, whatever, you know, something random and harmless. If it's just like they vote Republican, you know, or like people who like Trump, you know, some people will, if they find out that somebody likes Trump, they will just excommunicate them, you know. It's like, I just don't care. You know, I'm like, you're going to vote, I'm going to vote, we'll cancel each other out. Have fun. You know, whatever. I don't like politics.
Yeah.
It's not fun for me. Some people, it's like a game to them. It's like a sport.
Yeah, I noticed that last election, 2016, I watched on TV the process of the election, like, that night. And I was like, I consciously realized that it was a sport.
Yeah.
Because there was all these, like, bubbly graphics, and it was like, there's all this music playing, and they're like, oh, here's 2 meters. They're like this close to the finish line.
Yeah. Whose team's gonna win?
In fact, the phrase is race to, what is the number? 340 or?
I have no idea.
Race to and then a number, and it's the number of votes, electoral votes they need or whatever. And And that I just struck that, and it has in big caps underneath the bars like race to whatever number, and then I was like, and then yeah, exactly. People are like, yeah, go Democrats,
Go team.
It's like, yeah, what does your sister say? Vote blue or
no matter who.
Yeah, vote blue no matter who, and
no
terrifies me.
No, yeah, no. I get why people say vote blue no matter who, but no, don't.
But if
don't
people
say
are
that.
doing that, then that means people are doing the exact opposite or the same thing on the other side, which is the reason that we have a ridiculous person as president right now.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people decided that they were going to vote red, no matter who.
Yeah, because they're like, oh well, we need to have Republican unity.
Yeah.
We can't let.
We can't think for ourselves and decide which one would be better.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, Hillary was not great.
Yeah, no.
In any means, it was the worst election you could imagine.
Yeah, it was a terrible election,
yeah.
And this is a terrible election because I don't like Joe Biden either.
That when Kanye West came in, I was like, finally,
finally.
by grace.
No,
yeah, I think he dropped though.
Yeah, I'm not going to vote for Kanye. But I'll vote for Joe Biden if he has a good vice president.
Yeah.
Otherwise, fair. I'm going to try and find some kind of third party. And I know that everybody's cringing.
Just gonna write in Harambe again.
Third party. You're gonna vote for a third party candidate?
Yeah.
Oh especially my god.
All the blue like some of the like super liberal girls that we knew from high school, would get so upset if we said that. Oh my god. Upset.
I think the idea that you shouldn't vote for a third party is programmed into people by the Democratic
absolutely.
And Republican parties.
Yeah.
They are the ones
because those parties want to remain rich and powerful as lobby parties,
and they want people to think that they don't have a choice but to vote for one of the two.
Mm-hmm.
They want people to think that they don't have a choice. So because it sucks having to vote for a shitty candidate. A fucking shitty candidate. Two shitty candidates.
Just because they're the nominee for that party.
Yeah. Just because, the Democrats, he says he's got a D on the thing, so I guess I gotta vote for him.
Yeah. The Democratic Party nominates this guy. They really like this guy, so I guess I'm gonna like him.
Yeah, it's like what if people just voted for a candidate that they thought was good?
Yeah, the one they liked the most, and then whoever got the most.
The votes would be more spread out, so you wouldn't have this problem, and a Democrat or a Republican is probably still going to win. I know that probably within my fucking lifetime, we might never see a third party candidate because people are so brainwashed by these two stupid, awful political parties. Because I despise the Democratic Party.
Yeah, it is
almost as much as I despise the Republican Party.
Same
almost.
Here.
Okay.
Because I'm definitely more left leaning, especially recently. But at times I'm just like, man, politics, all of it is so dumb.
It's awful. And
both sides are just eating each other, and not actually thinking with their own brains.
Well, and here's my problem, okay? Just because I'm left-leaning doesn't mean that the Democratic Party at all represents my values.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't. I don't think...
Fair.
I don't think it represents the things that I want. I don't think that the Democratic Party is ever going to, stop being an awful corporate nightmare. And I don't think the Republican Party is ever going to stop being an awful corporate nightmare. Mm-hmm. Because both parties are just owned by other people who they don't care whether one or the other is in office. Because the rich people are going to be rich either way.
Yeah. And
they're the ones who are really laughing all the way to the bank, with these situations. And so I'm just like, God damn it. Why why is just history such a nightmare?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
It's crazy. It's insane.
It's
so frustrating.
And like, did you see my anti-masker story?
Yeah.
I posted.
Yeah. What?
I said that people just care if you're an anti-masker, if you're like a hardcore anti-masker, you care way too much about something that fucking does not matter at all.
Yeah.
And I said that I used to joke. I used to say, you know what we really need is an alien invasion or a pandemic, because that would definitely, if we had like an alien invasion or a pandemic, that would totally instantly like unite humanity against a third threat.
That's what you totally would imagine.
Yeah, I was like, yes, this is, and it's a joke. Obviously, I don't want a pandemic or an alien invasion, but here we have a pandemic, and somehow it has managed
It turned political.
It is the most political virus in all of history.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. And I just thought it was hilarious that I used to make this joke, and now humanity has proven me wrong by seeing that there is, a time of need, seeing that there is a third, an
America
outside
especially.
threat.
Other countries are doing well.
Yeah, some of them are. Yeah. I mean, but yeah, America
It makes everything political.
Is insane. Yeah. And so I'm like, oh my God, you have somehow managed to become less unified with the,
presence of a unifying threat.
Outside threat. Yeah. Because, like, for example, okay, like, when the Nazis, were happening in Germany, right? I feel people, they're like, we needed to deal with this problem, because this threatens all of us. So America managed to work with the Soviet Union and Britain.
You're right, yeah.
To destroy,
Yeah, we're allied
Nazis.
with the country that we were in a Cold War with for years afterwards.
Yeah. And it's like if we can come together with the Soviet Union to fight, Hitler, then it seems like we should be able to come together enough to not die of a pandemic. But no. People are like, I'd rather not wear a mask. And that's
because somehow it's political.
Yeah, because I can't breathe.
Because I've decided that this is. These people have decided that it's either a conspiracy, or it's in all ways pretty much conspiracy, because it's either like government control, like mind control kind of thing,
China,
or like some other conspiracy.
The new China virus,
or like some rumors spread that like they're gonna suffocate, or it's it's gonna cause autism.
Oh, man, it's just like sometimes.
Or that the risk of depression is worse than the risk of actually dying for having the virus and spreading it to other people. And they don't seem to worry about spreading it to other people. They're only worrying about themselves. Yeah.
Sometimes I try and like I see a lot of like dumb people in public and just in general. You just like see a lot of dumb people, and I do this thing where I try and actually be like, most people are probably more smart than I give them credit for. Like, people are probably, have common sense and are intelligent, and I'm just, like, dunking on them for no reason. And I just consider, like, I shouldn't assume that people are dumb, But then I see stuff like this happening.
But I can't help myself when this happens.
Yeah, I see stuff like this happening.
Because I do the same thing.
I see that people are managing to... People are thinking that the government wanting us to wear masks during a pandemic is because... is like some kind of tyrannical, overstepping of the government. To be like, you should wear a mask because people are getting sick. and you don't want to catch it, you don't want to spread it, just put a mask on.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Pretty simple fix.
And for people, and to just see that a large number of human beings are like, let's see, should I
it's against their rights
wear a mask, or should I freak out
bitch
and
about it,
protest wearing a mask because it's a hoax, you know? It's like because they don't even think it's real.
Yeah.
And I just, the other thing is that I feel bad for some of these people, because I'm like, what if their like grandma dies of the coronavirus, and this whole time they've been going to protests, they've been tweeting and posting on Facebook about how this is a hoax and how it's all just the government trying to take control of us and all this stuff, and then like their grandma dies, and then they just have to look back at all that stuff where they're just talking about how people are freaking out about this for no reason, and how this isn't a big deal, and how this is all a hoax, you know, and I feel like they just must feel awful. And I'm sure that's happened to somebody.
Because even if they're not going to die and they realize that, and that's the reason they came to that decision, it's like people like them are the reason that people like their grandma are dying.
Yeah.
And it's like they're not even taking that step outside of their own world, outside of their own little bubble head. They're not taking that step outside to think about the fact that there are lots of people between asthma and age that are at risk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to Goldendale and visited my great aunt on the way to a trip with my parents, just as a stop by thing. And oh my God, she was so vocal about this, about how anti all of this. How anti-mask, how anti COVID, like how it's all stupid, how there's hardly anybody at risk, how it's like, you know, and we didn't have to wear masks in her store. She's not making anyone wear masks in her store because it's in her house. Her store is in the basement of her house with a through side door.
What kind of store is this?
She sells like white mom knickknacks, like signs that say witty things, and cookie jars in the shape of humorous things.
Yeah. I know the type.
Yeah.
Knickknacks.
Yeah, knickknacks.
I despise knickknacks. I am vehemently anti-knickknack. I am more anti-knickknack than I think most of these people are anti-mask.
Yeah. It's like certain kind of people that shop for those things.
Yeah.
No. My mom has a few of those like signs as decoration, but it's not nearly as bad as I've seen.
Yeah.
There's a whole room in this shop dedicated to purses though. And a lot of these purses are like blinged out, and they're low. They're not like good high quality purses. They're just like really. It's like when you go on, let's say, Wish.com, and you're like, wow, I can buy this thing for really cheap in really strange colors. You know, it's like
I've never actually been on Wish.
Oh, okay. Well, Wish.com. Has a very surprisingly large selection of things where you're like, but they're all like dirt cheap quality. Because you can go to like a store and look at the purses like Macy's, and they're all like nice purses, and there's only like, but they don't come in a, they're all like modern popular colors.
Yes. But
you go into this store and there's a lot of them, and they all come in like every color you can think of. Yeah. But they're all really cheap.
Because they're just really busting them out. They're manufactured in China, and
so that they're appealing to like rather than the classiness, they're appealing to like the variety. Yeah. And what like quirky people are gonna want. Yeah. And that was where my dad and I took the picture of the Confederate flag purse that was in there, with the 2 revolvers in front of it.
Oh yeah, we see lots of Confederate flag merchandise in Yakima.
Oh yeah,
and Sela.
It's appalling.
Yeah, it's great. We're in the north.
Yeah, we're as far from the South as you can get.
Yes.
Because...
But it's heritage, not hate. Am I right, guys?
Yeah.
Well, this has been a very political Catfish Corner.
Catfish Connection.
Catfish Connection. Damn it!
Catfish Corner.
That's the first time I've messed that up so far.
Probably, I think yeah. At least on the air.
Yeah. This has been the Catfish Connection. I'm Nolan.
And I'm Shane.
And we'll see you next time.